Hey guys, welcome back to Two here today. I haven't done a Marvel Snap video in quite a while, so today I thought some brand new cards have just been data mined and leaked for January. Very far in the future, I know, but these cards are the most exciting ones, I think, in the next 3 seasons. They've got me pretty hyped up. I think they all look extremely cool, and so I thought I'd just share them with you guys today in case you hadn't seen and you're interested in seeing the new Marvel Snap cards coming in January 2024 for the January season of Marvel Snap. So, I'm going to slide over so there's some room here. The first card we're going to be looking at is Scar, Son of Hulk. There he is there. This is the card that you will get if you pay for the Battle Pass in January, and he seems to be extremely strong. He's a 6'11", and his ability reads that he costs 2 less for each of your cards that have 10 or more power. Now, that is insane, first off, but I'm going to assume that they mean cards in play that cost 10 or more power, because if it was just like in the deck, then this would be completely broken. Even so, I think it is broken. If you just think of the line of like a normal Sauron or Shuri deck, Scar is a 6'11", but let's say I play Sauron, then I play Typhoid, Red Skull. That's 2 cards out that are 10 or more power. And then Scar is a 2/11 on turn 6 at that point. I can play him out for 2, which means I could Shuri and Scar together for a 22 drop, 24 I guess with Shuri. So that line is just the first one that came to my mind, and it is extremely powerful. So you armor, and then you put Sauron wherever. Behind your armor, you put Typhoid and Red Skull. That's already like a 30 power lane, and then you just Shuri Scar on the last turn. Or play him and really anything else. Like, the fact that you can get him down to a 2/11 is quite the stat line. I think Scar is going to be very, very strong. That's the Battle Pass variant from the very end. The normal card looks alright too. Now, also for January, I don't exactly know how this is going to work. I don't know if it's going to stay this way, but right now, it's so far in the future also that all these cards could be slightly changed. We see changes all the time happen in cards before they come out. But as for the release schedule, that's usually kind of set in stone. They have 5 new cards and the Battle Pass card for January. The way it's set out right now is like this schedule here, and that doesn't really make much sense because it's saying that Scar would come out and a new card into Series 5 would come out at the same time, which has never happened before. It's usually the first week is like the Battle Pass card, and then we start getting a new card. So like the most you could ever see in a season is 5 new cards, including the Pass card, where this would be 6 new cards total, which is kind of crazy, and they're all really good. So moving on, Hercules. The first time another card moves here each turn, move it to another location, and he's a 4/6, so pretty decent stat line. The first time another card moves here each turn, move it to another location. So you're going to see a lot of good synergy with move decks, like you can imagine. It's the first time each turn, so he can potentially be an extra move enabler every single turn that you can, take advantage of him. So you could Doctor Strange cards to him, and then the first one would move again. You could Ghost Spider a Vulture onto him, and then Vulture would move, gain power, and then Hercules would move him back somewhere else. He'd gain more power. Same with like Human Torch. He can do a lot of good movement enabling stuff. I don't think he's too insane, but he adds a lot of like thought to him, throwing him into certain move decks. Could be good with Kraven, stuff like that. Moving on, Beta Ray Bill. There he is. A fan favorite, I would say, Beta Ray Bill. Everyone really likes Beta Ray Bill. Shuffle Stormbreaker into your deck, and if you want to see Stormbreaker is here, and it is on reveal, double Beta Ray Bill's power. So we're looking at a 4/5, and the Stormbreaker's a 0/1. So Stormbreaker has 1 power instead of 0, but otherwise, Beta Ray Bill plays the same as Thor would, but he has a double your power instead of just an add 6 power. Like Thor's a 3/4, add 6 with a 0/0 hammer, whereas Beta Ray Bill's a 4/5, double power with a 0/1 hammer. The thing with Beta Ray Bill is that you could get a lot crazier because any power that you put onto Bill before you play Stormbreaker is going to double. So whereas with Thor you wouldn't really see much of a difference, you would just see like, +6. With Bill you can double, and that also means that Stormbreaker being played on, like a Wong or a Kamar-Taj is going to double again. Same if you were to like Zola or something like that. So Beta Ray Bill, you know, you forge him out, so he comes out like a 4/7 or something like that, and then you double him. You're looking at a pretty solid stat line, and I think Beta Ray Bill is going to be pretty good. It's also interesting to think that he would slot really well into the sort of Jane Thor, like, you know, Lockjaw, Jane Jaw sort of deck, because you have Thor on 3, usually not doing much on 4, you know, nothing specifically needs to be done on 4. You know, potentially you did Lockjaw on 3, then you did Thor on 4. But let's say you do Thor on 3, you can do Bill on 4, and then if you do Jane on 5, you get Mjolnir and Stormbreaker both into your hand. You can slam both of those down. Your Thor and your Beta Ray Bill both go crazy on 6. Plus you could Odin on top of both hammers. That's a lot of juice that you can pump out in one turn. So I think Beta Ray Bill is going to be pretty cool. I think he fits well with Thor and Jane and the whole theming around them. It's cool that, you know, Jane can call Stormbreaker as well. It's pretty interesting, and that'll move us on to 𝙈𝙖𝙧. I don't exactly know how to say her name. Some of these characters I've never really heard of, but 𝙈𝙖𝙧, is probably the most insane card from this entire batch. I think this card might even need to be tuned down before it comes out. It is extremely powerful. 𝙈𝙧 is the mother of Scar, the wife of Bruce Banner, of Hulk, and she is coming out as a 3/4 ongoing. Your 1 and 6 cost cards cannot be destroyed. This card is crazy. So if you think about that, you know, think about what armor does. That's 1 lane, and it protects your cards from being destroyed. 𝙈𝙧, I hope that's right, I don't think it is. 𝙈𝙧 is a 3/4, decent stat line, that's fine. She counters Killmonger completely. All your 1s are completely safe. And she counters Shang-Chi trying to hit any 6-cost card, so whatever your big 6 is. She's protecting you from any Killmonger and any Shang-Chi as long as the big card is a 6. And it's on all lanes. Across all lanes. Like a Cosmo would protect, you know, Shang-Chi, your Magneto or whatever in that 1 lane. Or, you know, you put your Hulk behind your Cosmo or something like that. You put your Scar behind your Cosmo. If you have 𝙈𝙧, you know, your Scar cannot get Shang-Chi. She is protecting her son. So her husband and her son both cannot be Shang-Chi'd, and all your 1s cannot be Killmongered on the entire board. It's kind of insane, and it's only for your cards, of course. So she's a 3/4 ongoing tech card that I expect to be completely nuts at launch. That will bring us to Grandmaster. Looks like that. Grandmaster is a 2/0, so a pretty interesting stat line, but he's on reveal. Move one of your other on reveal cards from wherever you play Grandmaster. You move the card to the middle location, and its on reveal happens again. So, they being a 2/0, you can get some sort of on reveals out, either on, like, you know, turn 1, I suppose you could, but preferably probably a big on reveal like on 4 or 3, and then you would play Grandmaster on top of them. It would move that card over to the middle and do their on reveal again. Potentially, I suppose you could save him for last turn as well. He's kind of like a mini Odin, but only for, you know, that 1 card. So you're basically using him on top of a different on reveal to reactivate that card's on reveal. Being able to activate an on reveal a second time is always a pretty strong effect. All of these are going to be pretty decent, but this is going to bring us to our last card, Mayek, I guess. Mike Wazowski. Mayek is going to be a 1/1 after each turn. If you discarded any cards, gain +1 power for each and move. So let's say your hand is like 6 and you play MODOK. He's going to gain 6 power, and I believe only move once, because it says gain +1 power for each and move. It doesn't say like gain +1 power and move for each. So I assume he moves once. So he's not going to be like insane with Crave or anything. He's not going to move around the entire board 1,000 times. But he is going to gain 1 power every time that you discard anything. So basically like a small Morbius, good lord. Basically a mini Morbius. So he's a 1 power Morbius, but he isn't ongoing. So he can't be like rogued or enchantress or anything like that. He's getting half as much power as a Morbius would, but like I said, he doesn't have as many downsides. And if you're playing 𝙈𝙧 or something, you know, he can't be Killmongered either. But he is going to be jumping all over the place, which could be good, could be bad. It's interesting as a 1-cost card. You know, in discard, there isn't really like a 1-cost that super matters. Most of the time people play like Nebula. But with 𝙈𝐻𝐾, then, you know, you have a 1-cost that can scale in power as you're discarding. You know, you play your Sif, he gets 1 more power, he moves. You play, you know, your Dracula at the end of the game, will give him 1 more power, he'll move. When you play your 𝙁𝙁, he'll get a bunch of power and move around, and that'll probably end him around, like, as long as you play 𝙁𝙁, you're going to end with a 𝙈𝐻𝐾 that's around like 1/6, 1/7. That's a pretty insane stat line that you can't really complain about. Ideally even higher, because like I said, the Dracula at the end, and, you know, the Sif, whatever else you did along the way. So 𝙈𝐻𝐾 is also looking pretty good, and that is it. Those are the 6 new cards that are planned for January. All 6 of them, supposedly, are going to be out in January. I don't know if that's going to super happen or not, but those are the cards. I think probably the standout, besides Scar himself, the Battle Pass card, being very strong, I think 𝙬𝙬 is going to be extremely strong when she comes out, and then 𝙬𝙬𝐼𝐻 is pretty interesting as well. They're all very cool cards, and I think January is definitely the standout. As far as, you know, November and December, I don't think either one of those are as consistent in having very exciting cards, where I think all of these in January are very interesting and exciting and gonna be very fun to play. I think we have, you know, 1 or 2 like that in November, and maybe like 1 or 2 in December that are like that, whereas I feel like almost all of these, sans maybe like Hercules, maybe Grandmaster could be a miss, but I think 𝙬𝙬𝐼𝐻, 𝙬𝙬, 𝙈𝐻𝐾, and Scar are all going to be very good. And that is about it. Thank you guys for watching. I've really done like a news type sort of thing for Marvel Snap before, so let me know what you think. Maybe it's a little all over the place, you know, but at least I show you guys the brand new cards. That's really what you came here to see. And it's something to be excited for. I think January is looking like a really good batch of cards. It should be a lot of fun. And I'm excited for November and December as well. I think November is a little more underwhelming, but I'm definitely excited for January. You can start saving up your Spotlight caches so that you can open up all these bad boys when they come around. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments which card is your most anticipated from today. Which one are you looking forward to the most? Am I missing on some of these? Am I way off? Is there something I didn't think of? Let me know down below. New videos all the time. Be sure to subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Bye.